Hello, I've done this before. We're doing it again. Sketchbook tour, because I just finished another sketchbook. Um, Apologies, you will hear traffic in the background. It's raining today, and my room's near the road, so you can hear cars. Um, this was my work sketchbook from the past, I think. Yeah, last like 4-ish months, so September until December. I actually finished this a couple weeks ago. And I've started 2 separate sketchbooks since then. I have these 2 that I started. I started this one originally, but it's too big for where I work, so it keeps falling off the table, so I got a slightly smaller one. But we're gonna go through this sketchbook. If you're wondering what's with the post-it notes, it's just occasionally I would write things on them to give coworkers. I also made a couple origami squares using origami cranes using post-it notes. So to start it off, we have a pen drawing of shrimp laying on top of Babbitt, because why not? A cute little drawing of shrimp that I did in ink, and I really like how this one came out. Considering it was a straight pen sketch, I really like how it came out, and I should put it on my iPad or something to finish it. Couple Babbitt sketches, one with a gun that says Blorb, and then a more Anthro Babbitt wearing Shrimp's normal outfit. This was when my friends got me playing Regretivator for the first time. So you have Shrimp, which is my VTuber, you have my friend Aster, and then you have our friend Broken, who is a rat. So you just have 2 kaijus and a rat stuck in an elevator. My baby boy and his girlfriend, who's my baby girl, who I love to torment. Ruin Eclipse, just cute little doodle. Sundari werewolf and her giant fish eel husband. You'll also notice a lot of these pages have ripped slightly. I was having a lot of trouble turning the pages in this sketchbook, which is why I went to bigger sketchbooks for the next one, because they were getting a lot of tear from how I constantly was opening and closing them. We have Kaya and Blueberry, and then we have Karu telling Blueberry, "I'm not feeding you," because he's trying to use the baby pet eyes. Blueberry is a cockatrice, a type of like bird reptile thing. In his case, I designed him to be a cockatiel with a snake tail because it's cute and funny. This one's a little hard to see because it was a marker sketch. And it says, "I have to thank your lack of tits for a smooth transition." Shut up! But it's Kai and her twin brother Nikki. Nikki is trans because they're identical twins. And then I drew this of my sister Sona and says, "Her anger burns," because she gets angry at work sometimes. Here we have Nox in his werewolf form with Eclipse as a baby behind his legs because protective older brother. Because I changed some of the plot line for the story they're in, so now the brothers have werewolf forms as well as the little sister. This is more wolf sketching, trying to figure stuff out between like Nox and Senna, and trying to make like, I feel like her brothers would be a little bit more like streamlined foxish than she is. This was more wolf sketching, fox sketching kind of stuff. They're not the greatest. I was not using any reference again. But primarily, whenever I sketch in the sketchbook, I'm sketching at work. We have Excalibur from Soul Eater and Mira, who's my OC. This was me starting a sketch to try figure out if I was going to change the body type of one of my OCs, and then I never finished it. These are some of my sister's favorite doodles recently. We have the little Soup Babbitt going, "Soup!" with her tail wagging. Babbitt bathing in some soup. Babbitt with her head turned like 180, because that is how a Babbitt do. Another Babbitt soup image where she's sitting in a pumpkin full of soup while a ladle is coming in. My sister makes really good soup. These were done. These were done at my friend's wedding. I actually need to finish this one. But it's my friend and her husband's personas. She's a husky. She asked me to make him a golden retriever. And then there's Babbitt with Shrek ears next to the onion carriage because it's funny. Solgaria. He's actually the one I was drawing on the other page that I didn't finish. And you are slightly cockeyed, I realized. Hold on. There we go. Make this. Sorry for the wiggle. I had to adjust the mount. I realized it was kind of sideways, so it was like an angle. Solgaria, kind of messing, trying to figure out like where I want to go with his design fully. Stop wiggling, please. But Started drawing Kai, never finished it. Can always tell it's Kai from her dark eyelids and how she does her earrings. This was me actually trying to figure out a candy cuff pattern. I was trying to figure out if I was going to do it as an X base or not, but because like when you make an X base, it like has little stars and like it makes the little diamonds. So like if I take this one for example, you can see there are little diamond shapes in it. So I was trying to figure out if there was a way to make an alternating diamond pattern to kind of mimic a specific diamond pattern, but I haven't figured it out yet, but I'm still kind of playing around. Ruin Eclipse, this is when I finally swapped back to using pencils. For the longest time, I've primarily been using only markers and pens to draw, but I've kind of swapped back to using a pencil because it's just a little less stressful, and if my hands are wet at work, which they often are, it's not going to mess up my sketchbook as badly. But Ruin is Leviathan form on top of Eclipse's Great Wolf form, just cuddling. This was actually drawn for Pocky Day, but it's Ruin Eclipse playing the Pocky game. So she is determined to win, and he's going to win no matter what happens because he's close to his wife and he'll get a smooch otherwise. These pages are really hard to turn. More Ruin Eclipse. I really love this top one. I actually have it as a Clip Studio file so I can finish it, potentially make it a sticker. And then we have him in his Leviathan form wrapped around his wife's Great Wolf form. When your husband can't get out of the sea, go go. Snatcher and Eclipse. Snatcher making a dumb little face that I really love. There's a little stupid little face turned out. It's so funny. I was trying to figure out Rue's dragon form for one of the AUs that I was writing. So this would be considered his baby dragon form. I'm having a lot of trouble with his adult dragon form because I don't draw him very often. He used to have a much different, but not quite so different dragon form, but it's like I didn't want to have as much inspiration from Spirited Away that one did as originally. I wanted to make it more reptilian, but still keep like the furry aspect because it fits him as a character. Like there's lore implications for it, but his chibi dragon form came out cute, but his adult dragon form I'm kind of struggling a little bit. Like this one's okay, but the size of the sketchbook kind of made it hard for me to figure out what I was doing because there's so much of him to fit on the smaller page. So I gotta try to work on him again. This one looks horrible. I hate this one. His head looks stupid. I need to redo it. I made his head too, like, the muzzle looks weird. His eyes are weird. Oh, I did censor this notebook already. Oh, right. I think I showed this notebook on stream. This is one of Eclipse's siren forms. This is her Sea Witch form, I believe, from my little Sea Witch AU, in which... No, this is the little Sea Wolf AU, where she's a sea witch who went on land to just kind of, you know, vibe and everything, and then the princess comes up, tries to steal her best friend, who's a prince, and it ends up happy ever after. Hi, Bubbers! My cat just walked in. This is from that same AU, because she befriended a prince, so this is her just, he's trying to carry her, but she's got a lot of tail. But I love how cute they are. Bless you, Bubby! You want to sneeze? He's under the table. This was a picture kind of showing how Rue changes through the course of one of the stories, The Sun and the Sea. Because when he's originally pulled out of the ocean, he's very scrawny and he's malnourished and he's not doing so great. But on land, he takes good care of himself, so he's able to get pretty healthy. And Eclipse is appreciating the view. These pages. This was me working on designing a demon form for Kaya, like more than just her humanoid demon form. Bubbers, what are you doing? Mr. Man! I need to work on it more, but the idea is gonna be, bless you, making her kind of snaky, because she's always had a snaky quality to her. This is Eclipse in a Hat in Time Princess outfit, because that's what the fanfic originally was based upon, and then it turned into an original thing because it's just so far removed. It's such a story of how this story came to be. But Anyway, this is actually for my fanfic, the little contractor. So you can see Snatch slash Rue slash Aurelius just back there being like, hell yeah! Seeing his wife in his old outfit. She pulls it up better than him, and ooh, I almost flashed the next one. We're not showing that one. That would be Vanessa, my trans Vanessa Vance in lingerie. More Ruin Eclipse with him being a sneaky little motherfucker and grabbing his wife from behind. Because one of his favorite things is the fact that he can sneak up on her. Because she's a werewolf, so she normally... You are full of sneezes today! It's because you keep sniffing everything. He likes being able to sneak up behind her because she's a werewolf, so she can almost always tell when someone's behind her. But when you're someone that she trusts and she is used to you, she won't notice you as much. And because she highly trusts him, that's her partner, that's her mate, that's her husband, that's her baby girl, she kind of forgets to pay attention. So he's able to do this, and he loves it because it's such a sign of trust for her. This is from another one of the AUs I was writing. This one is, I think I called it A Voice Only for You. Don't eat plastic, child. Where did you find macrame cord? Furball. Why are you like this? In which Aurelius is a sea witch who was formerly human, and Eclipse is the mermaid princess who wants to go on land as a suicide attempt. But he ends up putting a stop to it, and they end up falling in love. But this is his sea witch form, and this is his human form. And there's her, and he has 2 dogs that are his eel companions. This is from that same AU. He's very tsundere in it, where he's just like, he acts like he hates her, and he's only doing it because he's a selfish man, but everyone else can tell. What? No, I'm not. She owes me. And then she's just rolling her eyes. And then you have Thatcher and Thorn on the bottom. I have this one. I'm working on turning this into a sticker, but it's Rue's Leviathan form as a sushi roll because I think it's funny, and he's just confused. And then we have Eclipse's Leviathan form as a sushi as well, and then you have Babbitt with her in tiny chopsticks. That is incorrect chopstick behavior, but Babbitt is an Eldritch plush toy. She does what she wants, but I'm also working for this one. And then this one is both of them stuck together in a sushi roll. Probably his fault, and that's why she's kind of like glaring at him, but he's just happy to be close to his wife. Snatcher and Vance. Vance trying to get a polycule and Snatch shutting that down pretty quickly. I kept joking to my friends, there's a reason I don't give Aurelius facial hair, it's because I think he looks fucking stupid in it. So I drew this to show them exactly why I think he looks stupid in it. This is a doodle page from a novella I was working on with the 2 of them called Forgotten Guardian, in which he is a king and he's raising his daughter singly, and he is losing villagers on the outskirts of woods, so he's trying to hire a wolf hunter. And then he, quote-unquote, meets Eclipse, who comes in, and she calls him a liar king all the time, and there is clearly a history between the 2 of them, but he doesn't remember. And most of the story is him just being stupidly in love with her, and her being confused that he's, like, has those emotions and stuff, and you slowly untangle the past they have together. Because they very much have a past together, and there's a reason he acts like he does. A really fun drawing of Kai just smoking, because I love my stupid lanky demoness. I actually really like how this one came out, even if, like, trying to color this in with Sharpies at work was the worst time ever. This is another doodle page. It's my Moth Prince AU, and there's a funny drawing. I don't know if it's on this page or if it's like, yeah, it's a couple pages ahead. But my friend, originally the idea was he goes from this tiny, cute little moth character, and then he becomes a big old twink. But my friend made the funny joke of, well, you have him super buff in most other AUs. Why don't you have him go from twink to buff to really make it funny? So I did end up doing the bit for that one. But essentially, a sculpting student, Eclipse, meets this little fairy thing, and she takes care of him. Eventually, it's revealed that he is a fairy prince who got cursed, and it's just their love story. This is Shade, aka Aurelius, holding up Snatcher, aka also Aurelius. Because when I originally started writing TLC, Leviathan Snatcher was a lot smaller, and when I moved it over to an original thing where I've like retconned a lot of things and changed it up, I made his Leviathan form a lot larger to make him more of a threat. And he's saying, "Don't fuck up." Speaking of that fairy Prince AU, where he is suddenly much bigger and everything, this is him, and poor Eclipse just being very, very, very confused about the fact that this little, like, handful of fairy that she knew has suddenly become a big hunk of man who is absolutely enamored with her. This is actually from the same story that these sketches were from with the sea wolf. This is from that same story, because essentially Vanya is the mermaid princess and she never pays properly for her wishes to sea witches. And so when she tricks Eclipse, well, doesn't trick, she forces Eclipse to do something that ends terribly for her. Eclipse's older brother ends up coming to the surface to try to figure out what the hell is going on with his little sister, meets Aurelius, who is equally upset, and Aurelius is the one who comes up with the idea of, well, killing her would be too easy, let's just take her beauty away, because that's what she's super, like, affectionate of. Because, like, she, like, keeps going on about how she's so pretty and, like, she'll be so perfect for him because she's a princess, he's a prince, they're meant to be. And he's like, yeah, she's really vain, so why don't we just take that away? Like, do what she thinks would be the ugliest thing for her to be. So this was my attempt at sketching, like, a humanoid wolf eel kind of thing, but I'm not happy with it and I need to redo it. This is also from that same AU, in which Aurelius ends up becoming a merman and going to revive Eclipse, and he's just like, am I a handsome merman? And she's just confused that he's there. I can't remember if it was Aster or my sister suggested this one, but one of them wanted me to draw Rue in I Dream of Jeannie's outfit. So here he is being kind of embarrassed and trying to cover himself up, and Eclipse is looking disrespectfully. If her tail and ears were out, they would be giving her away. And then the follow-up is the outfit was too small and it snapped. I love drawing them both with like shocked expressions. There's just something so funny about them. I keep joking that Rue is like a bear now instead of an eel, so here he is as a big bear on top of his little wolf wife, and then their daughter is kind of cat-like, so she's a tiny little kitten up on his ear. And I ended up making a story based off of these specific images that I need to work on writing out. And this is more of that little shenanigans. Him being utterly shocked and like, he's not upset by it, but the wolf just picking up and then Tiny Kitten just watching. Oh, this is Kai squeezing someone's brains out, because that's what she does. Kai on a pile of skulls, because that's what my Demon King baby do. Solgaria and Diana, this is Kai's father, and this is Eclipse, Senna, and Nox's mother. They're siblings, obviously, because they're cousins. But this was them when they were humans, before they became gods, because Sol is... Where is the other drawing of Sol? Come on. Oh, I know it's right before this one. Nope. Come on. Give it to me. But this dude, same dude. But this would be his human mage form before they became gods. This was my VTuber as a long Furby, because I like Furbies. My boys are actually sitting up over there, and then I have all my Furblets behind me. This is Aster as a long Furby with some dramatic shots, and he gets legs, and he was not happy with me for turning him into a long Furby. And then here is Rue holding an Eclipse Furby, and she is very upset by this predicament. My wife became a Furby. And we have Bunny and Steve, because I hadn't drawn them in a while. Steve being absolutely annoying, and Bunny is like 2 seconds from shanking him in the side with a hunting knife. He'll be fine, don't worry about it. My Christmassy OC, Sandy and Syl. Don't worry, Sandy's a good girl. I've drawn her on the channel before. There's speed paints of her. I love Sandy. She's a fucking nut job, but she means well. And the last sketch in the sketchbook is Babbitt with her head walking behind a couple Fresno Nightcrawlers, because I think they're funky dudes. And that was that sketchbook. I will show you the sketches I did in the other two. There's not many in these ones yet, but this was the first sketch of this one. And it's Babbitt having some Blurbo thoughts. And I think this is the only thing I ended up sketching in here was some Furboros, like an Ouroboros, but it's a Furby, and some biblically accurate worm on strings. This one I will be, like these two I'm going to be finishing, and I do think I'll finish this one too. Not as happy with this one, but, and then there's just a weird Furby. And then I can show you the current sketchbook that I'm working in. Not much in this one either because I did just start it. But we have Eclipse holding onto a cage with Babbitt just cackling within it. And my friends told me to draw them as marketable plushies. So I did. So you have Rue, Eclipse, and then I made Hattie a lay flat because you could put her across her parents' lap. This isn't my drawing, but my little sister drew Babbitt as a thief. It's so cute and funny. Like, my little sister drew this in my notebook. But yeah, that is my current sketchbook tour. Who knows when I'll do another one, because it depends on when I finish a sketchbook. Okay. Bye.